Hey everybody, welcome back. This week we're going to be making a really fun dessert treat that also happens to be a great way to use up leftover egg whites. Mint chocolate meringues. Now, this is something that my grandmother used to make only at Christmas time when I was a kid, but now my family really likes them, and so we don't wait around for Christmas. These are light and airy little cookies that melt in your mouth, and with the mint and chocolate combo, they're kind of like an after eight in cookie form. And if you've been following along, you know that we used a bunch of egg yolks making lemon curd a little while ago. And this is a great way to use up the egg whites left over from that. So let's jump in. The first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven. Now, this is a little unusual. We're going to preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to let it go for a good half an hour before we use it. And then once the meringues are in, we're actually going to turn the oven off and let the cookies sit inside while it cools. That gentle cooling process is what dries them out without browning or burning them. So it's important to give the oven a good long head start. Now with that heating up, we'll get going on the meringue base. We need 2 egg whites here, and you'll want these at room temperature if possible, because they'll whip up a lot easier that way. Now if you're separating them from whole eggs, make sure there's absolutely no yolk in here. Even a tiny bit of fat will stop the whites from whipping properly. Now to those egg whites, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is one of those things that you probably only use for meringues or the occasional cookie recipe, but it really does make a difference. It stabilizes the egg whites and it helps them to hold their shape once they're whipped. Now we're going to start beating these together. You can do this with a hand mixer or with a stand mixer. By hand with a whisk is also possible, but it'll be a serious arm workout. Now you want to beat these until they reach soft peaks. And that means when you lift the whisk out, the peaks just barely hold before flopping over. Next, we're going to add some sugar. Now my grandmother's recipe called for 3/4 cup of sugar, but I only use somewhere between 1/2 cup and 2/3 cup. That makes them a little bit less sweet, and it lets the peppermint and chocolate stand out more. The key here is to add the sugar very gradually, just a spoonful at a time, while the mixer is running. If you dump it in all at once, it won't dissolve properly, and the meringues can end up grainy. Now a quick note on what's happening here. When we whip egg whites, the proteins unravel and trap tiny air bubbles, which is what gives us all that volume. The cream of tartar lowers the pH slightly, which keeps those proteins from collapsing back down, and that makes the foam more stable. Adding the sugar gradually does 2 things. It sweetens it, of course, but it also helps to strengthen the foam and give the meringues that glossy finish. As the sugar goes in, you'll notice the texture starts to change. The whites go from foamy to glossy, and the peaks will get stiffer and they'll hold straight up. At this point, we'll add 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Now, if mint isn't your thing, you can totally swap this out for a lemon extract or maple, even banana or caramel. Any of those would be great flavor options. Now for the color, since I'm making mint meringues, I'm going to add a small drop or 2 here of green food coloring gel, just enough to give it a pale minty shade. This is totally optional. If you prefer them white, you can just skip it, or you could obviously match the color to whatever flavor extract you're using. Now the last thing before shaping is to fold in some chocolate chips. The original recipe says 6 to 8 ounces, but I usually just eyeball a couple of good handfuls here. And you do want to fold these in, not stir them, just so that you don't deflate all the air that you've whipped into the egg whites. Now once that's ready, we'll drop spoonfuls onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. These don't spread out at all while you're baking them, so you can place them fairly close together. I like to make them about a tablespoon in size, but you could go smaller if you wanted more bite-sized treats. Now you could fancy these up by putting this mixture into a piping bag and piping out uniformly shaped ones, but I prefer them a little bit rustic and homemade looking. Now here comes the unusual part. We're going to put them into a 350 degree oven and then immediately turn the oven off and close the door. And then we'll just leave them in there until the oven is completely cold. Leaving them overnight is actually perfect. What's happening is the residual heat is gently cooking and drying the meringues without giving them any color. If you take them out too early, they'll be sticky in the middle, so patience really pays off here. I also generally leave the oven light on, which keeps a very low amount of warmth in there, even after 8 or 10 hours. And then the next day you can open up the oven and you'll have these crisp, melt-in-your-mouth mint chocolate meringues ready to go. So let's talk quickly about costs. Honestly, this is one of the cheapest cookies or desserts that you could make. We're taking 2 egg whites, some sugar, and a few chocolate chips, a little splash of extract. Now, even with store-bought eggs and chocolate, you're still well under $3 for the whole batch. Now, the most expensive ingredient is the chocolate, and despite chocolate prices going through the roof lately, we're really only using a couple of handfuls here. Prep time for this is maybe 15 minutes, and the mixer does most of the work, and the rest of it is pretty completely hands-off while they sit in the oven. So this is an easy, low-effort recipe that really makes a delicious cookie for very little money. And that's it. Light, airy, minty, sweet, and studded with chocolate chips. Perfect little treat to use up leftover egg whites, and a nice complement to the lemon curd that we made a couple of weeks ago. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, then please do hit the like button. And as this is a new channel, I'd very much appreciate you subscribing so I can keep bringing you more videos. Thanks, and we'll talk soon.